Welcome to Nostalgia Pilots, a mobile fighter G Gundam podcast that's carried away with the notion that it's better than the others. I'm Hugh.
I'm Jurd.
And I'm Jason.
And I'm Spence.
And we're here to discuss G Gundam Episode 17, Challenge, Mysterious Mask Fighter.
Oh yeah, because I thought we were here to discuss a Dragon Ball Z episode, given how everyone immediately quits and Domon decides he needs to go train some more. Great.
I thought it was a carnival. The way these training montages were going with the after images sliding back and forth.
Yeah, there was a lot of
going on.
There was a lot of animation cheaping out in this one. I mean, I loved, for example, the creepy zombies. I love the creepy zombies. I love that they're going that upsetting with them for what is supposed to be a kid show. But then there's scenes I'm jumping way to the late end of the episode, but where Master Asia's walking on that staircase in space forever, and there's only one animation loop, and they spent $10 on it anyway.
But so I made sure to watch the intro after our last episode because you had said that it had changed. I thought it was kind of clever how they were like, yeah, this group is going to be an actual team soon, and this is what we're going to show you. So I thought that was cool.
This episode,
agree.
they're like, we're all out.
Yeah, and then they're like, we're all out. And I was like, wait a minute. But I just watched the new intro. And now you're all leaving. But there were some great moments because Chibity did the typical self-centered American thing and was just like, nope, not my problem. I'm going home. And Saisaichi did the same thing, but he's 10. So, what are you going to do?
Saisaichi did it, but he did it while he was eating.
Yeah.
Yes.
But one of the things I loved about this opening scene, though, I'll let you finish, Jason, but was the silent communication of Argo. Argo doesn't say anything, but the animators did a really good job of making his conflict and of wanting to say something but not being able to really present, and I appreciated that a great deal.
I was just gonna say that Saisashi left like I would have left. He's like, bro, I got a sandwich. I'm out, bro. And I feel like if Chibity was black, it would have literally been the scene from the new Candyman, because there's literally a scene where a black character opens a door to the dark, jank, evil, obviously basement, and just goes, nope, and shuts the door and walks away. And I feel like that's exactly what Chibity did. He was like, so we got an evil demon Gundam that makes people into skeletal zombies and is trying to destroy the world. Nope. And it's like, out.
And to be fair, they all got instructions from their governments that are like, no, this is not what your job is. Get the hell out of there.
Okay, so to Spence's point, I absolutely agree with that little silent exchange moment. But then later on, when everybody's saying bye to Rain, which is also kind of a sweet moment because everyone's checking in and saying bye, there was a weird, hardcore BDSM couple vibe going on between Argo and his lady, I found. Anyway, maybe that's just me.
That's been going on for a while. She has a crop.
Yeah, no, but it's when he's wearing, his chains are so variable. They don't really give a lot of explanation. He seemed to be wearing straight up metal chains, belted together this time around. Sometimes they're weird energy chains that he can use when he wants to and when he doesn't. So, is he just opting to have the metal ones on this time? Is this a little bit of a sex thing? Is this a sex thing?
He could also have injuries on his wrists, and so they were treating them, and so they're like, okay, we're going to put a different set on you to promote healing.
The wrench school of healing.
The wrench returns. Although I did like George and his butler, who gets down on his knees and kisses her hand.
Also a little upsetting, now it's your turn, George. And I felt what are we cutting into? What is the scene going on? Oh, okay, okay.
I think George's butler is trying to be you have feelings for her. This is the perfect time. Look, you have a rose. Do the thing. And then Rain goes, hold that thought, Domon.
I also like the fact that they're all there to say goodbye to Rain and not Domon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
they're all saying, "Thanks for saving us."
That is literally what I was about to talk about. They could give a flying fuck about Domon. Everyone is kissing the ring of rain, and it's great.
As they should.
But now for the chains on Argo, I think when he is in combat or some form of like altercation is when he uses the energy ones because they allow for stretching and more mobility, I guess.
This is a very convoluted system because you are literally giving, like, if the theory is that he is an imprisoned convict who's been giving a huge death machine that he could easily use to escape immediately if he ever actually wanted to. Like, it is a very specious argument to say that, oh, but he also needs to be chained down between fights because he might steal a Snickers. Like,
listen, space justice.
Okay, but let's get to the real problem here, which is not Argo at all. It's Domon. He takes off with the weirdest. Do you guys remember the old Ewoks cartoon show? Like, it sounded like an Ewoks, Wicket's getting in trouble. It was this wacky music throughout, and he's having, like, in the city hallucinations as he's driving around, waiting to get in a fight with Master Asia.
Meanwhile, Master Asia is giving a college lecture on Evil 101 to his zombie minions.
Okay, I am very, very upset that the zombies talk. It was bad enough that there were zombies that could pilot machines. Now they talk? No! No! How dare you all make me watch this show? I hate you. I love you guys, but I hate you.
He needed a responsive audience to his TED Talk on evil.
We
are just set the settings on my zombies to extra evil talking level zombies.
Yeah.
This
is the audience.
This is the tough love you need. This is us being the tree hugging ninja with a stealth tarp to your Domon running away from zombies.
Yeah, Spence, why are you hitting yourself?
Yeah. That's why can't you
what
cut
about
through
your
this tree with a butter knife?
Oh God. I mean, honestly, that's the major part of this episode, right? Is just Domon getting his face rubbed into the dirt by his mystery friend.
Yeah,
not his big brother, even though he is clearly like just bullying him.
Eyes and the comment of why are you so hyper?
I thought that was hilarious. In the subtitles, it's because you're so upset. But yeah, you're not going to beat him because you're all hyper was a hilarious line. Like, that was when I was like, oh, here's the big brother energy. And it just got worse and worse from there.
I feel like we've kind of like been spoiled by that little tidbit. Thanks, Jason.
No, look, it was so great. Like, because it's definitely like, I can just imagine now. The big brother's like, I'm going out to play ninjas in Gundam Fighter. Take your little brother. But Mom, I don't want to. Domon's too hyper.
Well, he even takes it up a level because he uses his, I don't know, German katana to cut down a tree or whatever. And then he's like, this sword will tell you what to do. Look at the cool thing I did. You couldn't do that with this sword. And later on, of course, Domon tries to use the sword and he can barely cut with it. It's like a rusty piece of crap.
Yeah, it's rusty. It's dinged. Why does a German fighter have a katana? I don't know.
I want to know why he can spin that thing like a bow staff / baton and not have that katana come flying out and impale someone.
It's magnetically
attached. The answer is DG cells.
So Domon gets his butt kicked. The German ninja provides all sorts of like advice on how he needs to fight, and Master Asia's watching you. And we even cut to Master Asia being like, how does this German guy know me? And then Domon just immediately ignores all of the advice and decides he's just going to keep going. This episode frustrated me to no end for Domon just ignoring everybody's advice.
Yeah, so Domon like runs off chasing Master Asia. A couple of people like Rain and Schwartz try and stop him. He like gets in arguments with them. He goes after Master Asia again. Kyoji fights him again, this time in Gundams. And then, like, And everyone's like, "You idiot, this is a trap. How do you not see what a trap this is? Do you need like a big sign that says trap this way?"
He even says this is a trap after 3 of them have tried to murder Domon. And he's like, what?
Like,
What do you mean it's a trap?
I mean, as we've seen from Domon, he walks into traps on purpose. Like he has no care.
One interesting development in this sequence, though, is that, and I guess it kind of gets revealed later, but it really seems like Master Asia is driving these 3 suits at once by himself.
I agree, and it's not just that the animation of his like overlay over it, but they've also got similar abilities to him, like with the mind of its own scarf belt thingy. They all have it.
Yeah, it's like not really clear how much is like Master Asia piloting these versus like the cyborg zombies are smart enough to do that.
Well, I don't know, because like when we saw the open carapaces of those pink eye Gundams, the zombies had wires in their eye sockets.
Yeah, it's unclear. Like,
it was
but
very
they do
reminiscent
the whole
of
like
X
evil
and
puppetry thing going on. Like, it's not really clear how Master Asia is doing anything that Master Asia is doing in this subterranean lecture hall.
It's fighter magic. It's fine.
Yeah.
But then one thing that I noticed as Schwarzbruder is delivering all of the best burns.
All of the best burns.
He also
burns. His return when he shows up in the suit, that extended laugh sequence, I'm like, that's a Big Brother laugh. Come on now. He's like, ha, 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 ha. And he just keeps going. Like, not 4 or 5. He just keeps going. And then he's like, great work, Domon.
So, but as he's doing that, his special ability is like a mixture of an energy net, and Master Asia's thing, his ribbon thingy. So that was interesting visually. And so for me, if I didn't know that Schwarzbruder was connected as he is, that would be my visual hint on it. But yes, all the best burns, including what about your super mode? So very, very mocking. He calls him an amateur. He's like taunting him the whole time.
What's even better though is that then Domon's like, "Oh yeah, super mode."
You've been talking about it for the last few hours, and you forgot in the middle of battle. What's wrong with you?
No, but the best part is he can't get it up.
There is a part where like, okay, so Hans Bruder or whatever is slapping him so that he can't. He's like, stop hitting yourself, get into super mode, get into super mode. But it reminded me of that sequence. I don't know if you remember the early Simpsons episode where he's like, I'm gonna start swinging like this, because even the way his Gundam is swinging, it's just his arms are flailing.
Yeah, Lisa's like, I'm gonna start kicking it if you get in the way.
He does have a really good kick to the knee.
Yeah, well, actually, the visual thing I enjoyed about this episode was, boy, howdy did I enjoy watching Domon get his ass kicked for a while. Because after all of his hard-headed nonsense and treating Rain poorly, that was pretty fun. And then when he's like, yeah, go super mode, and then he webs his hands, that was totally the Starship Troopers, the enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand moment. That was pretty fun.
Oh, man. And then, so I guess this will get into my, I'm going to spoil my favorite part. Was the fact that one of Master Asia's enemy robots was playing dead?
Yes.
It was so good. Like, it took Rain going, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait.
Domon is not smart enough to count to 4.
Yeah.
What we've established here.
But the setup to this sequence is what? Like, one of the robots shows up on the scene, hidden behind a pillar, waits till they're all looking in a different direction, and then gets down on the ground and crawls to the fight scene and lies down, like, they're not gonna know. Like, anyway.
There's a lot of
like they're doing this in a 60-foot tall robot.
It was the best. It was so good. Because, they're counting all the destroyed robots, and then Ray's just like, wait, 4? That means Domon, you idiot! And it gets up like, ha ha ha! And it has like Master Asia's wings and the spikes on it. I'm like, y'all didn't notice its cosplay? Like y'all
Yeah,
didn't know?
like all of these robots were like dressed up as Master Asia, so that like Master Asia could lure out Domon. Like, because they were like running through the buildings in front of him, and that's how Domon got out of the city.
Part of me saw that last scene with Master Asia, or actually that whole last sequence where Master Asia is like talking over a voiceover or whatever. I feel like it had a lot of Sean Wallace as Vicini from The Princess Bride energy. It's like, you fool! You've fallen prone to one of the biggest blunders. The first is never get into a land war in Asia. The second is never underestimate your master when he taught you all of your battle skills. Ha ha! You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I just need them to have a very confusing conversation over a glass of poisoned wine.
Yes.
That someone would die, it's fine. And then Rain would win.
No, Rain.
Now I'm just thinking of this, like, just dubbed with Wallace Shawn as the voice of Master Asia, and that is crazy.
There is one moment in that, though, speaking to the little clues that we would have without knowing the spoiler that Hans is the brother. There's a moment where Master Asia seems to address the Devil Gundam directly, and the Devil Gundam seems to be self-aware, essentially. There's no indication that he's talking to a pilot. The Devil Gundam itself kind of grunts at him in response. So,
yeah,
that's an interesting moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with the Devil Gundam is like you don't pilot it so much as it kind of eats you.
Nom nom pilots.
Yeah, because it really is kind of just like an anglerfish. Like it just, hey, I'm gonna dangle this Gundam at you. Isn't it powerful? You should come over here. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, well, we do get that moment where they're talking about Hans's origin, and it's like just this kind of muddy comment about he had a fight with the Devil Gundam and something.
His name isn't Hans.
Yeah, I know it's not.
Sure.
Hans Gruber. It's Hans Gruber now.
Okay, so we've renamed Schwarzbruder as Hans Gruber. I'm okay with this because I don't really like calling a character Black Brother.
Well, how do you feel about the Cooperative Republic of Guyana?
Sorry.
Can we not?
Well, it's Neo Guyana, surely.
Listen, R.I.P. Alan Rickman, but I would watch a Gundam where he played the masked Gundam pilot. My gosh, Domon. You know, Mr. Potter. Alan, wrong.
Oh. Now I have a shining finger.
Yes.
What's the matter? Where's your super mode?
See?
It would be so much better.
Oh, man. Or better yet, we get the dude from Lethal Weapon, Diplomatic Community. He's Master Asia. Oh, man. Oh, I love this live action. Oh, this is great.
Was that the end of the episode? The end of the episode was Domon driving off into the sunset without Rain again to go and train at this old place that his master trained him at. And I'm sitting here going, it's a trap, right?
Yeah, like, if you're gonna go someplace, why don't you go a place where your master doesn't know all of it?
Exactly.
Or I don't know, go talk to those 4 really strong Gundam pilots and train with them. Or stay where you're at and train with the German ninja.
I want to understand why it's Guyana. Like, what? Why? How? What?
It is kind of random.
It's, you know what?
I feel like they threw a dart at a map.
I don't even know what stereotypes to characterize the Guyanese mobile pilot with.
Well, yeah, we're not going to see any people in Guyana. Just, it's a wilderness. They're fighting in it.
Well, that's, I guess, enough stereotyping by itself.
It's true. Hey, are we at favorite parts?
I think we are.
Jason, what's your favorite part?
Oh, absolutely the Gundam playing dead. To ambush Domon. Because, again, they just had a sparring match, fought these robots, and Domon was saved by Hans Gruber. And it's just laying there, like, waiting to strike. And I'm just like, again, it's a giant robot. How are they sneaking?
There's a lot of noise. Clearly.
It's very much the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. The camera turned away, therefore this character is invisible.
Well, I like the notion of going back to like the previous series, and where they had like a whole support team for the mobile suits, and they're always like working on them with engineers and stuff, and having a whole team of people sneaking in this suit. But like, I realize that's not the case in this instance. It's much more fantasy based. But
dude. Or it's like when they did the Dungeons and Dragons meme where you see like the dwarf in full plate armor, like, I'm being sneaky. Clunk, 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 clunk. And like the rogue's just like, oh god.
Every time.
Yeah, but for some reason, Domon didn't notice.
He was kind
Domon's
of
too angry to notice things.
He was too angry. He was too disappointed. And let's face it, he was also kind of being hit and having his ass, beat.
That's because Big Brother stole the last dessert, Mom.
yeah, okay. So that brings me to my favorite moment, which was every interaction with Hans Gruber and Domon. Like the Big Brother energy was really strong. That great work, Domon moment was absolutely brilliant. I'm all here for it.
Oh, yeah. Hugh, what was yours? Because now I have to pick a new one.
Mine was definitely Master Asia's Evil TED Talk, where he's just like lecturing on strategy and the art of war and like mastering the terrain.
Okay, actually, something I didn't touch on in my notes, though, is that he has a bit of a split personality situation going on, though, right? Like, we're supposed to believe he's come around to this position just because it's what he believes, but he really has a Lady Un sort of nice side Dorito and, Cool Ranch and spicy, because, oh my goodness. When he gets into rant mode, when he's delivering his TED Talk, he's got a whole different vibe.
If he, at some point, puts on a pair of large glasses and has that ponytail in a bun, I'm done.
If he has a bun and big glasses, he's not an evil general. He's just a web ops guy.
I think because Jurd stole my initial favorite moment. My other favorite moment, it's fine. My other favorite moment is Rain getting the appreciation she deserves.
Yes.
And poor George getting jilted because Domon.
Well, it's not that she was jilting him. It's too much emotion for her, and she has to get out of there.
I don't think she even saw that he had a rose in his hand for her. Like, well, I feel like she was a little taken aback by the butler and was like, okay, this is kind of their custom. That's fine. At least they're not kissing me on the cheek or something. Oh, geez, Domon. I'm sorry, George. Bye.
In Rain's defense, I think that seeing George without a rose in his hand is probably a little weirder.
Yeah. But, like, she was also, like, everybody's like, bye. And she's just like, you're not going to help with this field hospital that I've set up and somehow I accumulated other doctors to help me? She's
instantly become Neo Tokyo's medical system. And anyway, yeah.
She called in some of her buddies from medical school because obviously after saving the life of her ex-boyfriend, she's got some favors. She's got some favors that need to be filled.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I just feel like in my head the butler was like, "Oh, thank goodness, Master George has finally found a woman interesting. I may get some grandchildren." And then she runs, and he's like, "Damn it,
George, you failed. You should have used rose bits on her.
Exactly.
It works every time.
I trained you better than this."
I did anyway, we're getting a little off into the weeds, but I did kind of expect George to have a turnaround and not maybe be the one who did not say, no, I quit. Because it is hard to square up. Like, I understand the plot need to have them all wander off and have Goku go off to a small planet and train for 9 episodes. But at the same time, the honor position that George has, like, I feel like George would have, if we were true to character, would have been like, oh, it's a terrible situation, but I'll stick with you because honor.
Yeah, he is a knight. So, like, you feel like he would have maybe angled towards the greater good sort of thing. But but then again, he does have kind of he's a knight. He has a country to fight for. I could also see Chippity maybe being kind of the one to be like, I'll do what I want. That kind of rebel spirit when the U.S. government tells him like.
Yeah, but he's living up to the other U.S. Stereotype, which is if it doesn't involve me, then I'm not interested.
Yeah, the fuck this shit. I'm out.
Now, if the Devil Gundam had oil, no, I'm not going there.
Oh no!
The one thing I will say that I kind of expected to happen this episode that didn't, just before we close out, is I feel like Domon's suit is going to suffer some damage and get a rebuild at some point. I know that it's got super mode and that's kind of different than the original mode, but I feel like we've got to be getting pretty close into the cycle of people getting trashed so we can get new Gundam kits out the door.
I think pretty soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not too far off because we're on episode 17. I'd say we're less than 10 episodes away now from the halfway point. So yeah, I wouldn't be said it's not too far off because you got to think around episode 26-ish in Gundam Wing is when we started seeing the blueprints for the new models. When it was Duo in prison with the little vape pen light thing.
Yeah.
And his jailer was Troa. Was it Troa or was it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he and Mufei were in prison, and Troa was like undercover as a guard.
He's the only one that did his job correctly.
With his boy shorts.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. Also, you started talking about my love Duo.
So you can find all of our show notes at nostalgiapilots.com. Find everything I do at hughjodonnell.com.
You can find everything I do over at skinner.fm.
Find everything I do at nerdswithvoices.com.
And right now, all of my interesting stuff is on TikTok. So on TikTok, I am spence.resonant.moon. So go check it out there. And you should be ashamed of your lack of battle skill.
Well, in podcasts, remember that there are 9 genre types, and like, subscribe, comment, and review on iTunes.
Podcasting on energy alone without a good plan is always the perfect recipe for defeat.
Where's your podcast mode?
Where's your podcast mode?